What is a 401k and how does it work? A 401k is an employer-sponsored, qualified retirement savings account. There are a few different types of 401k plans, and investment options can vary from employer to employer. So there are three main benefits of 401k plans. First, when you make deposits, often called contributions, to your 401k plan, well, these contributions are made before taxes are taken out. This means that your federal taxable income for this year will be lower, and many times, state taxes are also reduced thanks to these contributions. Second, your contributions grow without being taxed. This means that any taxes you would have paid on a typical investment account can now be reinvested tax-free, making the power of compounding work even harder for you. And third, many times your company matches at least a portion of the contributions you make to your 401k plan. These three benefits make 401k plans truly unique and powerful. Essentially, you pay less taxes this year, your account gets to grow without taxes getting in the way, and your employer may give you essentially a retirement raise by often matching at least a portion of what you put in. One of the more popular forms of matching is for the employer to contribute 50 cents for every dollar you contribute. Some companies even match dollar for dollar. Now, there are limits to traditional 401k contributions. 2018 limits on 401k employee contributions went up from $18,000 in 2017 to $18,500 in 2018. They call this a cost of living adjustment. Now, just because it went up in this example doesn't mean that it will go up every year. The $18,000 from last year was in place since 2015. Now, this is the employee contribution limit. This does not take into account employer matching. The actual limitation for total contributions in 2018 was increased to $55,000 from $54,000 in 2017. So we take the current total contribution limit of $55,000 and we subtract the employee contribution limit of $18,500, and we see that there is room for another $36,500. This could come from employer matching, or maybe your company has some sort of profit-sharing contributions. Now, there's also something called the Ketchup Contribution that most 401k plans allow. This Ketchup Contribution was put in place to allow for baby boomers to catch up on their retirement savings. In 2018, if you're turning 50 within the calendar year, you are eligible to contribute an additional $6,000 to your 401k plan. There are some nuances to this rule, but broadly speaking, $6,000 is the limit, and that is on top of the 2018 limit of $55,000. So should you contribute to your 401k plan, and how much? Well, knowing that every situation is different and every employer is different, the most accurate answer is, well, it depends on your individual situation. But broadly speaking, it makes sense for most people to contribute every year. How much? Well, as much as they can. Going back to the three benefits we mentioned before. Well, if your company matches your contributions, well, you want to get as much of that money as possible. Here's an example. If you had zero in your 401k right now, and you were going to contribute the $18,500 limit every year for the next 25 years, assuming the limit never went up, and that money was going to grow by, let's say, 5% per year. Well, at the end of the 25 years, your account would be worth a bit over $927,000. But if your employer put in just 50 cents for every dollar you put in, all else being the same, your account would now be worth about $1.39 million. That's more than a $460,000 difference. So if it's being offered to you, why wouldn't you take it? Now let's imagine that your employer doesn't match at all. Well, the fact that your yearly taxable income is lowered and you get to invest that money without worrying about taxes getting in the way, well, once again, it's free money. Why not take it? So what does your 401k invest in? Once again, this depends on your employer. Oftentimes, you'll see a few investment options. You might see equity funds, which invest in stocks, bond funds, which you may have guessed, invest in bonds, balanced funds. This is usually a combo of both stocks, bonds, and sometimes cash. International funds, perhaps they offer emerging markets or developed markets. Generally, each fund will describe their offering, what they invest in, and oftentimes, the general risk level will be spelled out for you. Generally, it makes sense to consider how long you're going to be investing in the account and then choose the investments accordingly. If you have any questions about the world of investing, any suggestions on videos, please post in the comments below, and please subscribe as we continue to update with new videos every week. Thank you.